What is going on, everybody? Back on it, Hunter x Hunter episode 104. I'm going to recap last episode and the comments that you guys left me, but it looks like there's a cold opening here. I don't know how long it is. Could be 5 seconds, could be a minute. Let me go ahead and pull up Friday's video real quick to go over the comments that you guys left. We didn't have too many. Yeah, so we'll go over those when the opening starts, but we're starting from the very beginning of episode 104. We are 1 second in. 1 second in at the very beginning. Pressing play right now. $5,000 what? All this food. What? So are they talking about the lion? Is he the one that thinks that he can be better or stronger? And then so were those humans kind of in a pod? I don't know. You guys tell me about that opening. While that's going, let's go over the comments for last episode and everything. So they even made the comment that he's been losing so much in Gunji, is that what it's called? He's been skipping his meals, which I'm guessing those are his meals. I'm hoping it continues, and I want to know, out of frustration, when he keeps losing to her, does he end up killing her out of frustration? Does he end up respecting her out of frustration? Because you guys clarified for me in some of the comments that he did lose to like the other chess masters and some of the others, but in a couple games or however many games, he ended up figuring it out and beating them. But did he figure it out and beat them because they were scared and they couldn't play to their full capabilities? Like, she has no fear. She can't see him. She doesn't know what's going on. I wonder if that played a part into them losing. Yeah, a lot of you told me this isn't the first time he lost. Poof is the one teaching them. He's the one with he's the butterfly wings, right? So he's the one teaching all the other ants how to use their nen. Another one of you told me don't watch the ending because there is an image there that's spoilerish. Alright, we'll pause it real quick. I paused the episode, guys. At 2:13, I paused the episode so we can keep going over this. So yeah, they do play all day. It's unclear about... And then talking about a lot about moral, like, was it a misinterpretation saying he thinks he could break out of there if he was able to pull his purple... What is it called? Deep haze? Purple haze? And that a lot of you weren't able to kind of give me answers on its ability and could he take it back, and then the cheetahs... It looks like I'm going to find out the answer to like the cheetah stuff and the moral and his smoke and its strength and all that. But I did have one of you say the more he could give more aura to a smaller amount and they could be stronger. It just depends how much aura he wants to put into it. So that kind of like makes sense. I wonder how they are strength wise compared to those like balloon Nen ninjas that Homeboy made in the Phantom Troop arc. And yeah, no one's gonna notice you while you're in Perfect Plan. But I don't know, there's a lot of debate on if someone bumped into him with Perfect Plan, would they know he was there, would they not? It looks like there's a lot of arguments going on in the comments, like they would notice you, but they would. It's unclear. Yeah, and then a couple of you told me don't watch the ending again because there's something spoilery. I don't even remember what the ending was, 'cause I only saw it once. And yeah, I'm interested to see the parallels between this game and how it plays out into the story, and kind of we saw the king made the comment the spy was waiting and then attacked and then I lost my whole right side. Is that talking about the one that's helping Gon and Knuckle and Shoot? Is one of his royal guards going to die because of this? That'll be interesting to see. And then that morals smoke is 100% Nen. I thought he was manipulating smoke. Like he just had the big pipe, and all it was just a bigger pipe that could produce a lot of smoke that he could manipulate. And then I had a couple of you tell me that the smoke is, it's like, it's Nen infused. I don't know, Nen infused smoke and smoke and then conjured smoke, are those the same? Because then you get into the question, can he manipulate any smoke then? Because if it's Nen infused smoke, he should be able to do that with any smoke. So can he manipulate? It's confusing. I'm just going to leave that as it is. And then it's either transmuted. So he's either, that's what I'm saying, is he changing his aura into smoke? And if that's the case, then what's the point of the pipe? If the pipe's creating the smoke and he's manipulating it, what would be the purpose of the pipe? If the smoke is made from Nen, it would just be created on how much he can transmute his aura into smoke. Do you see what I'm saying, or am I confusing? I'm just gonna leave that there because I don't know if it's a manipulation, if it's a transmutation, or if he's conjuring it, like one of the three, or if it's like possible of all three. Is the pipe an actual real pipe that just happens to be that big so it can produce a shitload of smoke that he can then manipulate with his Nen? Like he's manipulate smoke. Or is he transmuting his Nen, his aura properties into smoke that he then manipulates? Because he has to be manipulating at some point, because we've seen different transmuters with Killua and the electricity, Hisoka and the bungee gum, but like Killua can't change his to like mimic somebody else or create puppets or soldiers or rabbits. So I feel like there's a piece of manipulation in it. Does it really even matter? I don't know. I just feel like these abilities, they're so like another layer that you have to keep asking the question so you really know. But let's just go ahead and do this. That's pretty much all the questions were. Talking about moral smoke ability, the girl in the game that he's lost before, and kind of to not look at the ending for a while. But yeah, I'm ready to jump off into this because like I said, and like some of you messaged me on Twitter, we agreed like you could sit there and watch. I'd watch a whole couple episodes dedicated to just Miriam, and the girl go back and forth just playing and just see him constantly getting frustrated and frustrated. I would watch that. I don't know, it seems interesting because he's supposed to be up here and he's losing. How does he handle it? Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. We're at 2 minutes and 13 seconds. We're going to go back on the episode. 2 minutes, 13 seconds, titled Doubt and Hesitation. Pressing play right now. Here we go. Oh yeah, Nove's getting his ass hunted down. Oh, there goes another puppet. We don't know. So we have no idea. I want to know what Leol's real ability is. We haven't seen his abilities yet. Because he's not... And then, yeah, none of you answered the question on, like, the Nen exorcism and all that. We know it's not him. Oh, we're getting his ability, Hide and Seek. It allows him to teleport. By placing his hand against a wall or the ground, he can open a portal to access Nen space. He is able to transport people and objects through the portal. How long can he stay in there for? Hide and Seek creates a Nen space of 21 rooms on 4 floors? What the fuck? So each room he can isolate at a different time? What? Okay, that just got so much more in-depth and confusing. Oh, so it goes back out the same way it came in. That was so much more in-depth than I thought it was going to be. What the fuck? Where is he now? But so... I gotta go back and look at that whole explanation again. They're talking too fast. And that master key ability. God, his ability just got so much more in depth than I thought it would. And I still didn't get an answer on how long can you stay in there for. So he can only come back out and create the portal if he's touched it. So he couldn't just all of a sudden be on the other side of the world. But he could be on the other side of the world if he's touched a floor there, correct? I didn't hear the restrictions on it, besides not being able to exit or enter unless you have his master key to that specific floor. Oh god, so much more questions. So many more questions. I didn't think it was going to be that in-depth. I thought it was going to be one room. Damn. I want to have a whole hour discussion about Nove. Damn. That's so great that I need to know more. It's really... It's like the Matrix series in the what's this called? The Keymaster, or whatever his name was, that could open doors and come out wherever he wants? Oh shit, what was that smoke coming out of his mouth? I'm gonna be so hung up on that no shit, it's gonna distract me the whole entire episode. That shit was great, and I'd love an in-depth explanation. I want to Google it so bad, but I feel like we've got to get more about it. And then so the deep purple are only used for defense, and they won't attack unless they absolutely have to, and the only way they attack is if they throw things at the opponent. They won't go hand to hand. He's gonna get his ass again. Girl, you need a tissue. Somebody help her out. I want. Do we think he'll end up lying about where he puts the pieces? I wonder if he'll lie to win. Because she can't see, right? She's got some kind of sensory ability, though. I don't know what it is. It hasn't been described as aura. He just said the atmosphere changed. Alright, he's trying to disrupt her rhythm. Let's see if it works. It worked on everybody else. He's so hype. I feel like when you're playing a little kid in a game and you beat them over and over and over and over, and they feel like they can win. He's trying to plan so many moves ahead. That's the most aggressive piece I've ever seen. This is so intense. It's also intense. Because at any moment he could take her head off. I want to see her do something that like is so nonchalant that he's offended that it didn't even like falter her. And even Poof said she's been in a rhythm until then when she froze. His head's gonna fucking explode. He lost! Didn't we just say he had unlimited moves and he could attack from anywhere and was everything? Could mean her fucking head. Why did her rhythms? Yeah. Why did she freeze if she didn't have to? This is like an exact parallel of what the fuck's about to happen. Makes me think like he's gonna go out there, like just out there, when shit goes down and just like face Netero face to face and not let this like trap or whatever go down. She said, man, I came up with that. Come on now. That's why she froze. Dang, so she wasn't shook at any moment. She has not been shook. She was just honored. What was that though when we saw like the board through her eyes? Please don't kill her. Please don't. Y'all told me she's like Gon and Killua's age, so somewhere between like 13 and 16. Don't kill her. Be prepared. She's been dotting your ass this whole time. This one's Poof, right? Or that's Pitou? I don't fucking know. All I know is Pitou's the girl. I think Poof is the one with the muscles. And Yuppie. We know he's not going to be able to just run up and touch him. So, what is the strategy here? It's connected to him. He tagged him, right? Does that count, or does it have to be a physical touch? I don't know. Holy shit! The fact that he could take it that far, that there's no limit. Oh fuck! Now, there's no way he reveals his straightforward strategy like that, right? How strong is the smoke? Can it really reel his ass in? Is it that strong that it won't break? Oh fuck! Is the counter strategy that straightforward? That can't be severed, he says. No way. It's that easy, huh? So he won't close the gap. So what does he do? Is it that easy? I hope it is. I want to see Moral and Nove like ascend. Oh, okay, we're getting an explanation. Everybody shut up. He created it just now, a new ability? Like he just did this, we're saying. The narrator said he just created it. Just with his back against the wall. That's what he said. He might have to eat that bow to touch his ass. How strong is that fucking pipe? Easy enough. He's that stupid. He said, fuck it. Tell me that's a smoke clone. It's not a body. Shadow Clone Jutsu, you're it. Yeah, when did that happen? What the fuck just happened? Holy shit, this smoke is OP. So, but was his smoke rope real, though? Like, was that the original plan? Could he have caught him with the rope? That man Moral got his ass. I want to know what happens if he didn't catch him. We didn't ever find out. Can't use it anymore once it's been used on one person? Ever again? Or just on one person? He said it doesn't matter, because tell me we never find out what it is that happens in the 8 hours. Power to release Nen skills. Got his ass. Jesus. God damn. Jesus. And is it can you not enter? Like can you no matter like the king couldn't enter Netero couldn't enter if he wanted to. Like, there's no way to get in there without his access. They're going to go back without having completed his end of the bargain. Ito. UP. No, Poof is the one with the wings. UP's the muscle one, I think. Rental pod? What the fuck is this shit? He hasn't shown us his power yet. Be met. First. He must have seen the ability or know its name. Okay. He must grant a favor. After confirming that his favor is not free, it is expected to be repaid. This skill will activate assuming the target agrees to his conditions. So what, he's just going through a list of abilities that he has? He can use it at any time he wants? Wow. Did he die? You can use it up to 1 hour. That last line, he said... We're getting a lot of power explanation in this episode. It said he can't use it at the same time, correct? So he couldn't have fireflies in the air. That's what I'm saying. He can use it up to 1 hour. And he says he wants to try to get the king in his debt. Okay. I want to see this man's mental hula hoops go. Why is he enjoying it so much? Is it because it's a connection? I wonder why that is. Okay, hold on. There's one thing I wanted to look. We got to go back and look at a lot. Let's be honest here. That last part that he said. And okay, I'm gonna go back and look at his abilities. I want to go back and look at Deep Purple, and I want to go back and look at Nove's description real quick, and then we'll talk about it. He can temporarily borrow an ability in exchange for granting the target a favor. Is there any favor at all? Could I open a door for you? Or does it need to be as extreme as like saving somebody's life type thing? I don't know. As little as like paying for a meal or saving you from death. I don't know. Granting the target a favor. 2 conditions must be met. He has to see the ability or know its name. Okay. Then he's got to give the favor. After confirming that his favor is not free and is expected to be repaid, then both conditions are met. And they have to agree at the same time. Once all conditions are met, his dispenser saves the data, and he can just pretty much go to it at any time he wants. which can be checked at any time, and it won't use if the target is dead. It'll be deleted. Okay. He gets to use it. What was that last line? Not this one, the one right after this. During the rental period, the target cannot use the borrowed power. During the rental period, the target cannot use the borrowed power. That translation seems a little off. The rental period is the time that is the hour that he's using. That's the rental period. The target. Now, the target is the one that he's taking the power from, correct? But then it says, why? It should just say the target cannot use their power. But instead, it says the target cannot use the borrowed power. Now, I'm guessing the way they're saying it is like, if your power is being borrowed, you also can't use it. I'm guessing that's what that line's saying. It looks a little confusing. Maybe it's just confusing to me. That was a part I missed in the episode. During the rental period, so that 1 hour block, the target, so the dragonfly, cannot use his power. That specific borrowed power. People have multiple kind of abilities or things they could do. That's a pretty nice power. That is a pretty nice power we got going there, and he could use anything. And the thing is, like, he can just wield it at will. No kind of like explanation needed. He just has access to it. Like if he granted Nove a favor, he would just all of a sudden know how to go in and out the 21 different floors, the master key. If he, like Hisoka, for instance, how he uses like the bungee gum and the way to create, like how he like, we thought he put on his arm, like he would just know how to use it. Maybe he needs to know he can. So my question is, can he use the borrowed power to its full extent, no questions needed? That's kind of where that would come in. Okay, this man knows abilities. I'm gonna try to speak it real quick and then watch it. Anything he touches, he can create a portal. Well, they said a wall and floor. I don't think he can create a portal on like inanimate objects. Like he couldn't touch a tree. Could he touch a tree and make a portal there? I don't think he could touch like an animal or a cloud or something like that and make a portal. I said there was 21 different floors, so it's not just one major room, which is also pretty dope. Cause say he has like an enemy captured in there, like he has the fly in there. The fly is not dead at the moment. But say he needed to leave and come back. He doesn't want to go in there and have the Firefly in there and bring another enemy with him and try to like fight off two at the same time. Does he get to decide which of the 20 floors he goes into when he's creating the portal? And then it said he had a master key, so he can leave at any time he wants from either room. It doesn't have to be. That's where I lost it kind of there, the exits. And that you can't access room to room unless you're Nove. Of course, you can access room to room. But like if I had one royal guard in one room and one royal guard in another, the question becomes, does it not matter how strong the opponent is? They are not going to break out of their rooms and like come together, or they're not going to be able to break out. That's kind of my questions on Nove's abilities. Like we've seen in kind of like Dragon Ball, where they've entered the room of like the time chamber and shit. But like Majin Buu, Kid Buu, whatever you want to call it, was able to like rip a space in time and exit and leave because he was so strong. And we've seen in Naruto, granted, Kakashi also had the same eye that he was able to enter. I don't want to say enter. Why am I for Obito's dimension and shit? But he was able to access it without accessing it. If that makes sense. So it brings me to this. Can can somebody just be so strong that they can access his rooms? They can literally go into his portals because they are just so strong. They can like force their way in, and could they essentially force their way out? Would be my two biggest questions with his. And then how long can you stay in there? Like, he's got food and snacks. You could, like, if it really came down to it and he was about to die to the royal guard or the king or whatever, I'm touching the ground, making a portal, and I'm going in. I'm staying in there for as long as I can. And I could just poke my head out a week from now, months from now. But he says he only is 21. I'm guessing he's done this over 21 different times or touched 21 different things. So can the rooms be linked to different portals that he's created? Would kind of be my biggest question. Because I'm sure he's got more than 21 uses out of it. Because that would suck. He would have ran out a long time ago if he only had 21 was the limit. So how it gets reset or how you give a different room access to a different entry point would be my question. And then that's where I lost kind of clarification there about his master key and how he can come and go. When he's in a room, it doesn't even matter. Well, maybe it does. Because he can't enter unless he's like created one. Once he's entered a room, can he then go to any of the other rooms if he wants? Or does he have to go in through the portal he created? Because if he does not, say the last time he used room 11 was in York New City, and all of a sudden he's here fighting, he goes in, he's like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. He goes from room to room 11 and just pops up in York New City. That's OP as fuck. But I didn't get clarification on if he can bounce from room to room without having to go through the opening hide and seek that was created for it. I got confused there when we were talking about the master key. Whenever you get into time space shit and secret portal pocket dimensions, shit gets trippy. And then like I don't know if there's if there's a time limit or can he stay in there for as long as he wants. Like as long as he wants. A lot of questions on that. I want to Google that. So that's probably my biggest question right now in the entire Hunter x Hunter. Is Nov's ability, restrictions, capabilities. And then the cheetah over there talking about he made a restriction that if he gets tagged or touched, he can't use it again. Did he mean can't use it again on that person? Or can't use it ever again? What kind of shitty ability creation is that? I don't know. And then here, hold on. I need to know their names. I need to know the royal guards' names. Hopefully this isn't spoilerish. I just gotta know. I'm getting this shit confused every episode, just like I'm getting Moral and the others confused. Yuppie? Pito is the girl. Pito is the girl. Okay. Poof is the one with the butterfly. Poof is the butterfly. Yuppie is the strong one. So Poof is teaching, or his ability is to give abilities? Because so this is where I want to get into the cheetah stuff and the deep purple haze, deep haze. Moral made the comment. How lame was that, like crossbow shit? Moral made the comment. Where was it at? Okay, we're back to where he was talking about, like, what would have happened. Once I've been caught, I can't use that power anymore. That was a condition I set. It's no big deal. I'll ask Shia-sama for a new power. He said he was going to ask him for a new power. The way I interpret it was they were going back to Poof to do the water divination test, to learn what they are, and kind of be explained like, hey, this is what you do, this is what you need to do. Let's like get you on it. But I mean, they kind of already got that explanation back with Colt and the others when they were still like in the caves. I thought Poof was just like speeding the process up, like, hey, you're gonna stay here, harness an ability, I'm not letting you back out until you know one. He just said, I'll ask Poof to give me a new ability. And then Moral makes the comment, has the power to release Nen skills. What does that mean? What does that mean? Interesting. So let's go back and look at back. I want that description on Deep Purple, Deep Haze. I don't fucking know the name. And I want the explanation on. Okay, it was back towards the front part of the episode. Let's go through those real quick. Okay, here we go. This is the good shit. This is the good shit here. Okay. He touches the ground and he's gone. Boom. How did he get high up in the sky to touch him? It was my question. How did he get access to him? So that's another door he created to another room, correct? Because he didn't come out in the same spot. Okay, here we go. This is the good shit. This is what I'm here for. No's ability is called Hide and Seek. 4-dimensional apartment complex. Oh, that makes sense for the buildings, for the rooms. It allows him to teleport, which we know, by placing a hand against a wall or the ground. Could it be a tree? Could it be, I don't know if it matters. He can open a portal to access Nen space. He's able to transport people and objects through that portal. Okay. Hide and Seek creates a Nen space of 21 rooms on 4 floors. Okay. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4 with 21 different rooms. Each room is isolated, so you cannot go from room to room unless you're him, of course. The entrance shuts when anyone enters. So if he comes in or he sends somebody in, the door instantly closes behind them. And I'm guessing you can't hold that door open. Like a royal guard couldn't hold the door open if they saw it closing, correct? Maybe, who knows? So to return to the real world, one must exit by a different door. So yeah, because you can't, once you've gone in through that room access, the door closes, so you can't go back out through that door. So does each room have its own dedicated exit? But how would they be able to even access it if they're not him? You're stuck. You can't get out unless he lets you out, correct? Because it says to return to the real world, one must exit by a different door. How the hell do I gain access to a different door if I'm trapped in there? The rooms are isolated. How the hell do I get back out? You don't? Would be my explanation. I don't know. It is possible to create okay, so you can have multiple entrances to one of the rooms. The number of possible entrances differs depending on the size of the room. Okay, so it is possible to have multiple exits and entrances to one room. Okay, so and the rooms differ, the exits differ by the size of the room. So he could have like 100 different entrance and exits just going to one room from wherever he's been around the world. I guess the biggest question is, what's the radius on this thing? As it says, the number of possible entrances differs depending on the size of the room. say the biggest room he has, he's used in York New City, he's used on the NGL, he's used over there at Hunter headquarters, he's used it at the Zoldyck estate, say just everywhere, Heaven's Arena, like he's used his biggest room at just multiple places across the world. Could he pop up there at any time? I don't know. There was a line here at the end. The exit leads back to the portal used for entry. So as a general rule, one can only enter and exit via the location of the entry portal. But how do they do that, though? How is anybody else able to get out through the portal they entered if it closes at that same location? That's where I'm lost at. Like, why even tell me there's an exit? Because how the hell do you get out? How do you get out? I have no idea. As a general rule, one can only enter and exit via the location of the entry portal. But I've been told that the entry closes as soon as something comes through it. How the hell do I get out? I don't know. That's where I'm confused. However, using Nove's master key, an exit can be linked to any portal. I need to Google that shit so bad. I need paragraph print of this man's abilities. He reminds me of the Keymaker from The Matrix, which I think came out after Hunter x Hunter in The Matrix Revolutions and Reloaded. The guy could just open the door and be anywhere, close it with the key, open it and be anywhere, you know? That's the first thing that popped in my mind when I saw him bust out that key. I think right after this, we go into a Deep Purple explanation. Deep Haze. See, because now all of a sudden he's here. He's at the estate, the castle. No? No, he's not. Okay, this is the Deep Purple, used for defensive purposes. If a puppet encounters someone who isn't an ally, it will keep its distance. How does it dictate who's an ally? If they're an ally to Moral's original Nen, if he considers them an ally? If it comes under attack, it will retreat while fighting back. The puppets fight back by throwing nearby objects at the enemy. So they don't do hand-to-hand combat. They avoid direct contact. They're pitching them things. I mean, they're throwing them things in there hot. Yeah, how the hell did he get up there to his ass is my question. Okay, so this ended up going so much longer than I expected for an episode. I mean, when you get into ability, shit gets deep, and I've needed to know descriptions on this smoke and this pocket dimension for a long time. And I feel, honestly, even though I know more, I'm more lost. I'm more confused because I have so much more questions. It's like when I watch Attack on Titan. Like, you get answers, but then all it does is unlock the rabbit hole to like 10 more questions. I want to hop on Google so bad, but I won't. But we got some clarification, so I know Pito is the muscle one, Poof is the butterfly, and Yuppie is the girl. And Poof looks like he has some kind of ability to give Nen abilities, just like rattle them off. Can he only give one and take one away at the same time? Like, the cheetah's going back, even though he said he can't use that ability anymore. But like Leo with his Nen borrow power, could he go back and be like, okay, I need something a little stronger, something I can use a little bit quicker without restrictions? Does he either take away what he's given and give another one? I don't know. That's pretty OP. That he can give abilities. We've got another one that can resurrect the dead as puppets. And we don't know what Pito's abilities is yet. I'm guessing it's going to be more on like an enhancer hand-to-hand level, but I'm sure it'll be like a step above. Yeah, that shit's confusing. I still don't know about this man's smoke. I'm just seeing so many applications to the smoke that I'm getting lost in it. um, I I don't know. I don't know. But it was a great episode because there's so many questions, and then we didn't even talk about the ending. Why is the king all of a sudden right here? But at the same time, I am enjoying our matches. Why is that? But I don't understand why. Is that the human in him? The like human to human connection of just playing a game, having interactions with somebody that doesn't fear you or is pretty much just waiting to die. Like, she's not intimidated, she's not threatened. She's a little girl who looks like she has physical disability. She can't even see. She doesn't even know what's going on in front of her. She's just there enjoying the time, playing a game. Another, let's run it, let's play. And he says he's enjoying it, but he doesn't know why. Is that the humans in him? Or is that him? But he is the humans that he's consumed or was brought up with. I don't know. There's a lot that we just went over. This episode is 52 minutes long. I thought this was going to be a quick reaction, quick post discussion. And I've just been going off. I could really go on for a while. I want to Google Moral and Nove's ability so bad. And I could sit here for another 2 hours. But you guys know the answers. So, like, I wish it was something that was like an Attack on Titan type thing. Well, not even then, because there's still manga. But you guys know how it is when you're anime only. Because, like, if you were anime only and this was coming out, like, live, oh, man, the discussions that we could have going back and forth on the abilities. Like, well, what does it mean? Can it mean this? Does it mean that? It's just, like, craziness. But it's like, y'all already know the answers, and I don't know the answers. So I can ask you, but you're not going to tell me, so it doesn't matter. That's another reason why I'm excited for like My Hero Academia and other things to like come back around, because a lot of people are anime only watchers. But some of you have watched a lot more animes than I have. So when I react to Hunter x Hunter, I watch things after this. You guys are already going to know the answers to things. But we'll get there. I'm sure we'll get it. Whew. That's a lot of discussion. Sore throat from all that. 53 minutes later. This will be Monday's upload. Just a reminder, by the time you guys are seeing this, we should have a My Hero Academia Season 4 Episode 1 reaction up Saturday. And that's going to be the new upload schedule. It's going to be Hunter x Hunter on Mondays, Code Geass Tuesday, Hunter x Hunter Wednesdays, Code Geass Thursday, Friday off. Saturday, My Hero Academia, Sunday off. And we will continue with that schedule until I either finish Code Geass or I finish My Hero Academia, whichever comes first. And then we will add back a third episode, because even if they give us all 25 or whatever episodes of My Hero Academia, or I have to sit here and do Code Geass twice a week, we have 40 plus episodes left of this, so there'll still be a time where I run out of those and we can get back to 3 of these, but it's going to be a couple months until we do. Hopefully y'all will be alright with that. Long discussion. Feel free to answer whatever you can that isn't spoilerish, or if it doesn't ever get explained in the anime and you feel like you can't explain it and it doesn't spoil anything, feel free. And we'll go from there. Tomorrow, Patreon, you guys should be getting Code Geass Season 2, Episode 1. And I think on YouTube we're on like 14 or 15, 13 or 14, something like that. Yeah, like, share, favorite, subscribe, and as always,